Okay, friends, this was no small undertaking. I have been digging all morning and pulling out items to decorate my Halloween tiered tray. Maybe you can tell by the volume of items why I've been procrastinating and putting this off. I'm still thinking I'm a little bit crazy, but I will come in and do a little bit of a close-up. And also, apologies if this is a little bit shaky. And maybe I can go over some of these things. Now, I have a 3-tiered tray. It has 3 tiers on it. I don't really know if all this stuff will fit or if some of it will go with the theme I have in mind, but I just pulled out anything that kind of caught my attention. Some of these things we've made together. In fact, here are the little bone clusters, the video that I put up today. There's a tutorial on how to make those. Let me see, I just pulled out metal, some old vintage boxes. Here are some of those bottles from Dollar Tree, the amber bottles, the 3-pack that I had shown in one of my hauls. I pulled out some things that were really Halloween-y. We'll see. I really want to do kind of a specimen found object feel. Here are those the other craft that we made together, the specimen bottles. I will link that tutorial below as well. You know, I just grabbed some old keys. Oh, this one we made together too. So we made this together on one of our Thursday vintage crafting chats. I thought that might be kind of cool with the witches. Yeah, I don't know what'll make it on. Here's a couple of those bottle brush trees I picked up from Dollar Tree. Some old tins. You can't go wrong with the no moth, but again, I don't know what will fit. This is a cool, I actually have 2 of these. Again, I'm not sure if this will fit the theme, but I do have 2 of these that I thrifted. I don't know where they came from. They don't have a signature on them, but they're kind of cool. I had those in with my Halloween decor. This one may be a little bit too jack-o'-lantern Halloween theme, but we'll see. Some vintage tins that I had. And then this is a little box that I unearthed. For a while, I was decorating some little shadow boxes that were my mom's, and I just had a little treasure or collection of little treasures to put in the little cubbies, rather. And there were a few things that I picked out of the box and just have in the lid here. I don't know about that one. Little mushroom. This is cool. Isn't that a cool find? This was a flea market find at our local favorite flea market in Torrance, California that my husband Jim and I love to go to. So I thought that was cool. I wish I had a number 1. I probably have all the numbers in here, but I don't have a 1 for 31. Maybe I'll make one. I don't know. I have to see how ambitious I am. We'll see if these fit. These are tin, what do we call these? Oil cans, and I made holders with them a few years ago so you can stick ephemera, postcards, that kind of thing in the top. I just bent, I can't even reach it. I just bent some wire here. This one's a little bit shorter, but anyway, that is what I pulled out. I'm probably way too ambitious. Obviously, much of this won't make it onto the tray, and I may pull out, I think it would be fun to pull out some of the Tim Holtz die cuts, the, you know, mushrooms and butterflies and bugs and that kind of thing. I'll probably pull out some of those, and I'll probably look for some, oh, this I didn't show. I'll probably look for some more antique photographs. This one's really cool, kind of spooky looking. So anyway, I'm going to set up my tray, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, I am back. I've been playing a little bit. I actually set up my tray. Sorry, it's not the best looking over here to the left, but I wanted to show my tray. It is 3-tiered. I love it. It actually unscrews, it collapses, and I can store it flat. And I found it used on maybe Mercari. That might have been the only purchase I've ever made on Mercari, but I found it online and I was hunting for a new one and I really lucked out. I bought it secondhand, and actually I think it was brand new. I think it was still in the original packaging, but it is a great tray. It is probably like acacia wood, something like that. So it does have a little bit of a modern look to it, but I love it. I haven't had it out in a long time, but I love it. So I've been working on the top tier. I grabbed an antique, pitcher, I guess. I put one of those Dollar Tree bottle brush trees inside. Let's see if I can get down in here. I grabbed another little tin that I had. I put one of my spiky flower frogs on top and one of those Hocus Pocus junk journal tags that we made together. And this is a great way to think about when we're making tags for our journals. They're also very versatile. We can use them for decor. I like to use my tags for decor. You'll see them behind me when I go live and I'm filming in my little craft area. I just stuck a little orange ticket. I felt like it needed some color in there. I'll probably stick something in front of it as well. Maybe I'll age that up a little bit. And let's see, what else have I done? I love to use, hopefully if you can see, I love on the tray, let me backtrack a little bit. I like to take little vintage books, pieces of ephemera, that kind of thing. I like to sort of put a layer down before I start building on top of that. So I didn't show these in the first clip, but I have a collection of antique and vintage booklets and little vintage books. Hopefully you can kind of see that one there. And I don't want to make you dizzy. There's a little stack under here as well. So I often will use postcards, anything just to kind of take a little bit away from the wood and just layer on more interest and really get that vintage vibe or whatever vibe I'm going for on my tray. So let's see, let's go back and look. So I have a little bit of a stack here of antique books. I had a little, I'm not sure, it's probably not a soap container, but it is a metal lidded box. I took the lid off. I stacked the lid on the bottom. I put some of those amber Dollar Tree bottles. I originally had all three, the graduated size, but I took them out and stuck this little owl bottle in there. I pulled up some of those wood shavings, and then I pulled out some of my Tim Holtz ephemera. Not sure if this is going to stay this way, but it's pretty good so far. So I grabbed a little mushroom. Here's one of our little bone stacks or bone clusters that we made together. You can see some Tim Holtz ephemera. That's actually, underneath that is actually the broken part or the other part of that antique photograph, like photo holder that I showed earlier. So I'm thinking it's pretty good on top. That's a little owl. I think it's like a spoolie, like a measuring, not a spool, I don't know. Measuring tape, that's what it is, like a little bit measuring tape. So far I'm liking it. Definitely need something down in that spiky with the orange ticket. Maybe I'll find a piece of Tim Holtz, like a Tim Holtz die cut, but I like the orange. I kind of like what's going on in the top. Bottom, I've layered on some things. I'm not really loving it. It's a little hard to, once you get down into the lower levels of the tray, because you can't see as much. I tend to put this on this lower antique dresser that I have here at the other side of my crafting space in the dining room. But I do like, we have some oranges going on and some, flat lays of the antique books. This is that little folio that we made together too on a vintage craft and chat. I thought that had kind of a specimen naturalist vibe. So I think we're pretty good. I will keep working on this a bit longer and come back and do a little bit of an update. Okay friends, here is the final decorated Halloween tier tray, and basically what I came up with in this little spot. I also added to the tabletop one of my vintage Halloween lamps with the witch there and a couple little handmade. Again, this little guy, I don't know who made him. He does have a mate that's still somewhere in my Halloween bin. This little guy I love. Actually, let me see if I can pick this one up. This I bought at a local flea market, and what does that say? Trissy Crenshaw, maybe, is the artist that made this guy, and I love him. He's so cute. Look at his face. He is really fun. So I added him in. A little doily. This is one of my own handmade assemblages that's sitting atop of the no moth tin that didn't fit on the tiered tray. And then let's look at the tray itself. I didn't change much on the top. In fact, the top may be just what it was in the last clip. I might have added that number 3 back there, I think, but other than that, did I add the bug? I may have added the bug, but it's pretty much the same. And then I added a few more things at the bottom. I rearranged a bit. I put the second little bone bundle down there. I added a little jack-o'-lantern. I usually decorate these trays. Usually takes me a couple days to get it to my liking, but let me just put this one together really quick for you all because I promised some people that I would do that this season. We have a little vintage tones mustard tin back there, a bit of metal. I don't think I changed much down here. We have that little wrought iron bug, little antique key. There's some dust, maybe some kitty hair. One of my little vintage jack-o'-lanterns. I do have a bunch of those. I have 2 little small ones, and then I have a bunch of big ones, but I kept it really easy this year. In the rest of the house, this is the only cabinet that I cleared everything off. I just stuck little bits and pieces of my vintage Halloween decor here and there around the house, but I was excited to put this together and to include some of the handmade things that we've made together in some of our lives and videos. So I hope you enjoy this. This will probably post Halloween morning. So happy Halloween to everyone. I hope you have a happy and safe day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, friends.